Jim Knieriem here, Farmer Jim at Comcast, Farmer Jim at Cape Cod Comcast.net. Today is April 2nd. We're at the State House in Boston. It's Agricultural Day, and we're going to do a series of interviews with young farmers, old farmers, state legislators, senators, and if we're lucky, we're going to get Governor Deval Patrick. There's one thing I need everybody to remember: farming is involved in everything that you do in your life. So today we're going to try to get the important facts of farming in Massachusetts out. Thank you for letting me come into your home. I am the president of the Cape and Islands Farm Bureau and also the farmer's husband at Miss Scarlett's Blue Ribbon Farm. Thank you. I'm standing here with the young farmers and ranchers of the Massachusetts State's Farm Bureau. I have the pleasure of being with Nathan Litoli, the former Assistant Agricultural Commissioner for the state of Massachusetts, Ryan McKay, who is on the Livestock Committee, and Jamie Cruz. Jamie Cruz is the chair of the Young Farmers and Ranchers for the Massachusetts Farm Bureau, and I want the Cape and Islands viewers to know that farming is alive and well when it's placed in the hands of educated, well-rounded young adults. The age bracket for the young farmers and ranchers is what?
18 to 35. 18
to 35. And you, through the Farm Bureau, have a series of responsibilities, one of them being advocating for farming and everything else. But you being the chair, what is your position and where have you been this year to advocate for farming in Massachusetts?
Well, we're the future of our organization, so we're kind of learning by getting involved. We've traveled as far as Hawaii. Just this year we've been down to Phoenix, Arizona. We were in Washington, D.C. and Nashville, Tennessee.
Right. Now, when you were in Washington, D.C., you were advocating with legislators and other farmers through the American Farm Bureau, which we are a chapter of. Massachusetts Farm Bureau was a chapter of the American Farm Bureau. When you were there, did you get to meet Obama and tell him that he can do things a little better, or he's doing great?
I actually was unable to attend this year. I was there last year. Ryan McKay went. So.
Ryan, you're up. Did you get to talk to anybody important down there in Washington about local, regional, national issues on farming?
We did. Unfortunately, Obama was busy that day, but we got to meet with a lot of our state reps and senators. We met with quite a few of them and discussed bills that are very pertinent to the industry, that have effects on us, whether it be farm policy, having to do with the Farm Bill, nutrition programs, farmers market funding. So I felt like it was very effective. After last year meeting with our representatives, when they were going through the Farm Bill, Farm Bureau had phone calls from many of the reps calling and asking for our opinion on it. So I think it helps to let them know that we're here and we know what we're talking about.
Thank you, Ryan. Now, getting back to you, being the young farmers and ranchers and being 18 to 35, what is your main mission and your main goal as the chairman? What is your focus? I know you have a board of directors and that you are set on the board of directors of the Massachusetts Farm Bureau. What's your goal this year for the young farmers and ranchers?
Probably to get more young farmers involved. There's a lot out there that just need to get pulled in. They're busy working on their farms, but they need to have a voice on the state and national table, so it's important to get them involved. We also have a lot of competitions that we're kicking off this year for young farmers to put their businesses up against other businesses in the state and then go on to compete nationally against farmers and ranchers from all over the country. So we're really excited about that.
Jamie, thank you for your time. I'm going to take a few minutes and talk to Nathan over here. He's been very instrumental in a lot of agriculture politics and regulations. Thank you. You two just hang tight. Nathan, yes, you've been involved with politics for a while. You've traveled the world. Where do you see agriculture in Massachusetts going? We know where it's came. Agriculture's been here for 400 years. It's every day that we get up, our cup of coffee, our cream, our sugar, our cereal, some farmer, someplace either grew it, cared for it, or taken care of it, or harvested it, or packaged it, washed it, cleaned it. What's your vision for Massachusetts farming?
I think Massachusetts farming is alive and well. One of the struggles that we're facing is we have an older generation of farmers. Our farmers are in their 60s. They look a bit more like you than they do like us. That's certainly not a negative. There's a huge amount of leadership that's taken place there. There's an establishment that's been built by those farmers that has created something that we can follow in your footsteps with. But farmers, like any small business owner, can't be expected to just drop into a business and succeed. Young farmers need to be fostered. They need support to grow up, to take the place of the generation that came before them, and that's what Mass Young Farmers does. That's what we're hoping to do here today, is help train the young farmers, help get them involved, help them get some of those other skills that they may not necessarily learn on the farm.
Nathan, the name of your farm and what county are you from and what town and what is your specialty?
Absolutely. 4-Star Farms in Northfield, Massachusetts, www.4starfarms.com. We grow a variety of small grains. We mill them into flour. We also grow hops for the local brewing market. And we have sod, which lines many of the homes on the Cape.
The hops. I just did an interview 2 weeks ago with Cape Cod Beer. It's up on YouTube, and it's if you YouTube or Google Meet the Cape Cod Farmer, Cape Cod Beer, really into local and sustainable, and they'll probably be calling you for some of their hops. Ryan, where are you farming at, and what's the name of your farm? And if you have a website or a way to get a hold of them, let you know.
I started Lilac Hedge Farm. We're based out of Berlin. I operate on around 100 acres of leased land on 3 separate properties in Berlin and Bolton. I raise beef, pork, lamb, goat, chicken, turkey that we retail at area Boston farmers markets as well as through a meat CSA.
And how long have you been doing this?
This is around 3 years in business, so it's kind of been a growing point. Last year we were at 3 summer farmers markets. This winter we were in 3, and this summer we're going to be looking at around 8. So.
And how can they get a hold of you if they're interested in your CSA or your meat products, your beef and things?
Our website is lilacheDgeFarm.com.
Thank you, Ryan. Now, Jamie, I know that you're diversified also. What's the name of your farm and your family farm and your boyfriend's farm and your girlfriend's farm?
I operate Springdale Farm in Littleton, Mass. We are a diversified fruit, vegetable, and livestock operation. We raise a lot of Angus beef cattle, poultry, hogs, lambs, goats, and pretty much every vegetable that can be grown in Massachusetts, and a lot of berries. And you can find me at www.springdalefarms.com.
And that will be a wrap on just for the Cape Cod folks that are watching. We have a lot of young farmers on Cape Cod that are farming, and they need your support just as much as these 3. And this is just a small representation of the farmers that will be here. We're going to talk to some FFA folks and some 4-H folks. Guys, thank you for your time.
And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer.